Hello everybody, my name is JJ Walker, and on my TED Talk today you will see where I did my 60-hour internship this past fall. I was a equipment manager for our Coastal Carolina football team. So a little bit about how I got this job. I received an email back in February, I believe, from my boss, Dan Morphus, and he emailed and he was looking for any kind of help he could get with equipment. So I seemed pretty interested with it. I was like, hey Dan, I'm JJ, it's nice to meet you. What are some of the things I'm going to be learning or doing, and how can I get on the staff? And he emailed me back, and he was like, hey JJ, come on in for an interview on so and so day, and we can get started. We'll figure out how everything's going to work and whatnot. So within a week and a half, I was already hired to the staff and became close with some of the equipment guys, which leads me to our football team. So a little bit about our football team. We were 5-7 this past season. We had some big wins. We also had some tough losses we had to overcome. We were part of the Sun Belt Conference. This is our third year in that conference, coming from the Big South Conference a couple of seasons ago. It was a great opportunity for myself to work with the football team, which leads into my summer responsibilities as an equipment manager. So up in the left-hand corner, you see the player there with helmet, shoulder pads, jersey, visor, and a football. That's pretty much what we do. We make sure the players and the coaches have everything they need to be successful, pretty much. So we have to make sure all the helmets are tight, make sure all the helmets fit on the players, have to make sure the coaches have all their polos and their khaki pants and whatnot, have to make sure everybody looks organized, neat, and whatnot. And then some of the other responsibilities we have is off the field. So before games is when our time really comes, because players are asking for new cleats, maybe some new pants, a belt. We just make sure that the players have what they need to be successful for that game, whenever that may be. And with the coaches, even the coaches ask for new stuff all the time. They're looking for new polos or pants, make sure they have what they need to get ready for that game. And if you see in that middle picture there, we are proud partners of Under Armour, and Under Armour has sponsored us with all of our jerseys and our cleats. As you see up in the right hand corner, they have the white jersey Under Armour, the pants Under Armour, cleats, socks, anything Under Armour. That's all equipment that all goes through my boss Dan, but with some of my responsibilities, I help with games. So with the main thing I did, I was a ball boy. So I pretty much just made sure that we always had a coastal ball when we were on offense, and when we were on defense, I'd always grab it, pretty much just rotating the ball in and out each possession. So we'll lead into my opportunity. The biggest thing I got out of this was the travel. The biggest thing was going to Kansas. I had a blast there. We won our first Power 5 game ever against the Jayhawks back in September, and it was one of the best nights of my life. I was on the sideline. I got to stand within shoulder length of Les Miles. It was such a great experience. I got to go all the way out to Kansas. I've never been out there before. And then some of these other pictures you see, I went to Appalachian State, which is up in Boone, North Carolina. It was a great experience. I got to meet some of their equipment guys. I've got to meet equipment guys from every away game that we got to go to and home game from this season. If you see now down in that bottom left-hand corner, I had the opportunity to go to Louisiana Monroe as well, and we got to throw around a little bit and just have fun. So pretty much the biggest thing I got from this was the travel and the experience to meet new people, which was amazing. But finally, I will end with this, my future. So as I've built relationships and I've become close with some of our equipment guys and my boss and the football players even, I would like to have a full-time position with the football team whenever I graduate, or even before, depending on how my future comes out. I just believe that with those relationships that I have made, that it will become a big part of the start of my career, which if you see right there with the Clemson University, I'm originally from Clemson, South Carolina, and I would like to some point go back there and work for preferably their football team, but if any position open at Clemson anywhere on campus, I would be so for it. Like, I just want to go back home and work for Clemson pretty much is how my future holds as of right now. But that's all I got. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.